We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to No Brains, No Headache podcast, episode 267. We're back for yet another recording. We're excited to be with you. So thank you, our loyal listeners, for so much for being with us yet again. 267 times we have met up to talk about God knows what for 60 to 90 minutes. And without you guys, we wouldn't keep doing it. So I'm Jordan Weichel. I'm going to be your host today. As always, happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. Next to me on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, highly recommended, is my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian. He's wearing a pretty dope Sonics hat. It's the one, the only, Matt Cleary-Ongo. How we doing today?
I'm hurting, for a myriad of reasons. We have pretty much nothing in my life has gone right in the last 48 hours.
Yep. That's how it goes. Does anything of that have to do with the Chicago Cubs winning the wild card round? We were walking on sunshine. That's how quick baseball moves along. Now we're in a 2-0 hole to the Milwaukee Brewers. Does that have anything to do with it?
It's not just being down 2-0. It's the way we did it. When you hit a home run in the first at bat and then give up 6 runs in the bottom half of that inning, and then you go up 3-0 in the next game, and then you give up 3 runs immediately. And once it was tied, I felt like we already lost the game. I was just emotionally drained. I was just, all I did last night was sit on the CBS Sports app and just watch the balls come in. I just didn't do anything. I didn't watch the game. I didn't listen to the game. I just watched the CBS Sports app for a good hour and a half.
That's pretty diabolical. One would argue downright psychotic, but hey, you do you. I went to another drinking establishment and wanted to cheer on my beloved Cubs. I've been kind of sticking to the same 2 places that I went last week to watch the wild card series, and hopefully that would just bring some similar juju, and that's proving to not be the case whatsoever. And yeah, you're correct. That game 1, I kind of was lollygagging that morning, and I checked. We were texting about it. I'm like, oh shit! We hit a leadoff home run. Hell yeah, this is awesome. Momentum in our favor. We're carrying it over from the wild card series. We didn't really have to travel too far. Wrigley North is what they call Milwaukee, and immediately just blow up. And the next day, Seiya Suzuki, 3-run shot, up 3-0. 3 runs is a lot in the MLB playoffs. It's great. We're in a wonderful position here, and I think we held both of those leads for a total of about 11 and a half minutes. We didn't have a whole lot of time to enjoy it, and here we are. We're recording. Energy is a little different compared to last week, but we're here. We're going to have a good time. Okay? I'll be damned if we don't.
I've been continuing on Not Sober October. It's actually starting to hurt my body a little bit. But I am going to bring back Booze Bag of the Week. I have to drink something today, so.
Uh-oh, we got an alert, people. Booze Bag of the Week is back. And Matt, you got one of those coconut water looking things.
It is called the Atomic Boss Hard Punch Berry Blast. Probably going to make me berry blast out of my asshole.
Is it room temperature too?
It's not cold.
Okay, well, you're drinking out of cardboard, which is like a muscle milk.
It's really good.
Are you lying?
It's awful.
I feel like you're lying.
It would taste really good if it had a lot of ice and maybe mixed
Like
with some
immigration
Sprite.
and customs enforcement.
Yeah, it would be really good if there was a lot of police officers in masks here drinking it.
Do you
That's
see
like
Trump was like when Bad Bunny got announced? He's like, dude, ICE is gonna be at the Super Bowl. I hope you're ready for that.
Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. That's part of the U.S.
Well, which is funny, and I hate to get off subject, but here we are, no brains, no headache, right out of the gate. I saw a headline where he was like, learn Spanish. You have 4 months to do it if you want to understand the halftime show. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like a bigoted asshole here. You can't just tell a whole country of cold-blooded Americans to just learn a different language for the first time in the history of the Super Bowl, modern day football.
Yeah.
You just can't do that.
But we will tell immigrants coming into the U.S., you have 4 months to learn this language or get the hell out.
Okay, a lot different when you're watching one of America's pastimes, and one of the requirements, according to said performer, is learning Spanish. I mean, I did my 2 years. I did my 2 years of Spanish. I could probably catch, a word here or there. El gato, that's cat, things of that nature. But that's about as far as that goes there. But Booze Bag is back. We're recording on October 7th. So I haven't had a chance to, I could do whatever I want. I've had a chance to drink today. I haven't yet. TBD on that. But so on the 6 days so far, I'm 5 for 6, kind of by accident. It helps that it happened to be over a weekend. And between the Cubs games, the Vikings games, and then just generally Friday or Saturday evenings, hanging out with friends, doing whatever. I'm 5 for 6. So I didn't think I would be right there with you, but I'm trying to support you from across the country. I did the best I can.
That's what friends are for. Friends drink with friends, even if they're 1,700 miles away.
Yeah, and I'm doing my darndest. Okay, I'm trying my absolute best, but you're right, dude. And you said that the body's starting to hurt a little bit, and I'm right there with you. I went to Costco earlier. Apparently, it's sample day, so I was like, cool, just go take along with a friend and rip the samples. And I feel like when we got there, we were batting 1 for 4. Like the other stations just weren't ready or weren't refreshed. They didn't have enough selection for us. They were making them little dumplings in the air fryer or whatever it is. So it was off to a slow start, but I went and I got some samples. And then, the main reason I was there was it was pretty much to get lunch. I crushed 2 Costco hot dogs. You can't underestimate those things. You have to remember how big they are. They're a lot bigger than your average dog. And me and you had plans to record. I had a laundry list of things I wanted to get accomplished today. And I'll look you and our listeners right in the eye. I didn't get any of those done. I showered, and that was probably the most accomplishing thing I did today. And that's huge. When it's 97 degrees out, that's required.
Today I had to take my car to a dealership to get an oil change and had a recall on my wiper blades. That's why they didn't work. Apparently, I just didn't have working wiper blades for 2 years and didn't think about a recall. But I went in there and I go and I drop my car off, and the guy's like, "Oh, do you need a ride to work, or are you going to hang out?" And I was like, "I'll just take a ride to work, and then I'll get a ride back at the end of the day." And he's like, "Oh, our concierge driver will give you a ride," and gestures over to the corner where there's a concierge driver fast asleep in his chair. Just he's like, "Brad," and he's like, "Oh, where are we going to?"
Yeah, you're probably like, how about I drive myself to work,
I
and
was like, I'll walk.
then you can drive back. You can drive the car back, but
Yeah, I
I'm
know it's
gonna
8
drive
miles, but
the concierge. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous and really funny at the same time.
it was
Well,
like
and to make
7:30 in the
matters worse, on
morning.
top of the yeah, and to make things worse, on top of the Costco hot dogs is, you and I have had this discussion about, what is my In-N-Out burger, tendency going to be down here. It's something that we need to keep a close eye on. You know, um, we talk about drinking every day in October, and that's really, honestly, I think the least of our worries when it comes to physical health. At this point, I'm concerned about my In-N-Out burger intake, and for the first week there, I had it 3 times. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there and be blunt and be honest, and just be true about who I am and my decisions I make. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't have In-N-Out burger for a few days. And then Sunday rolls around where I'm just kind of licking my wounds. I'm not feeling too good. Had a fun night. Woke up at fucking 6 a.m. to watch the Vikings. Thank God they won. Maybe we'll talk about it later. Um, and I'm like, okay, I want In-N-Out burger. And I didn't really eat all day. I had a breakfast, but I didn't have a lunch or really anything to snack on or anything. So I was hungry. And my eyes were bigger than my stomach. Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you have for breakfast? Crack?
I mean, you might as well have been. It might as well have been. No, it was a bar that opens up at 6 a.m. and you could just tell there was just a shitload of rollover minutes there. But they had just like the classic breakfast menu. I looked at the menu. I was like, I want the most basic breakfast, and then sure, one of the entrees it's called the breakfast platter. Hash browns, eggs of your choice, some toast, and then some sort of breakfast meat. I went with bacon, so I just got like the most basic breakfast. I mean, I also had about like 6 drinks on top of that, so I don't really know what difference that made. But fast forward to evening time after like 2 cat naps. I'm like, okay, I had to go get my car. I was responsible. I didn't drive my car. I left it at a friend's house overnight, which was, the smart thing to do. And then I went and got my car. And on the way back, I was like, you know what? Because down the road from me, there's an In-N-Out burger right off the interstate. So I'm going to pass by it. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get In-N-Out burger. And first time I have ordered 3 double doubles. That's 6 patties for you guys scoring at home.
6 pieces of
$20
cheese?
was my tab. Yeah, 6 pieces of cheese, 6 patties. I mean, technically, 6 pieces of bun, I guess you could say. And the first 2 went down great, and then the third one, it was just like, I'm glad I live alone and nobody had to see that. Like, it was just disgusting. That third one, trying to get, I felt like I was in a food eating competition, because like I took the bun off and I was just eating the patty, just like like holding it in my mouth, forcing myself to chew. Fast forward to the next day, within 24 hours, I had 5 double doubles. I told a friend that I wanted to get In-N-Out burger, and they said, hey, if that's what you want to do, you should do it. And I listened to them. So yeah, I had probably my lowest moment so far in Arizona. 10 patties, 24 hours.
Honestly, if that's the lowest moment, most people like, I hit rock bottom. I tried heroin. You're like, I hit rock bottom. I had 10 patties and 10 pieces of cheese.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about perspective. So maybe I'm not doing so bad, and maybe I'm just hard on myself. We've been pretty hard on ourselves as we've been navigating our lives the last few years. But yeah, I mean, it's just not ideal. I could make better decisions. I live across the street from a grocery store. Well, why would I go get groceries? When I can just go to why would I do that when I can just go to In-N-Out burger, sit in line for 20 minutes? Well, dude, I texted you and I was like, Matt, I'm going to open an In-N-Out burger. Dude, they have to be printing money. There is constantly a line. I drove by it earlier at like 2:30 in the afternoon. not a peak eating time, that line was taking up the whole parking lot. Like, I don't know how they. I mean, I know how they do it. They serve delicious food with a smile.
I mean, I think In-N-Out has the highest price for franchisee, not to deter you, and I think they turn down like everyone.
Great.
But a couple
Well, I
things
don't know.
about
Maybe I'll just start saving my receipts.
yeah, that's a good idea. That'll get you an In-N-Out franchise. Couple things about so I used to be in this relationship. It was going real well, and I used to go get food, and then I would order me extra food, eat it on the way home, and throw the receipt away, so it looked like I ate like less food than I actually did.
That's a mix between genius and diabolical.
And then, do you remember when McDonald's?
One would argue not healthy.
Yeah, not great, not great at all. Do you remember when McDonald's changed from the double cheeseburger for $1 to the McDouble that only had one piece of cheese and everyone lost their marbles?
I remember when it was $1.07, included your tax. You try to get a McDouble now, you pretty much have to take out a small loan.
I do remember like forgetting my wallet and then just going on the ground before the drive-through window and finding $1.07 to pay for a McDouble.
Yeah, I mean, you could really ball on a budget back then. You know, you could buy your 30 rack of beer with the $20 bill, including tip, and then you could also go get some McDonald's just for a little dinner before you suck down the 30 beers. And you're looking at about $23, $24 for 30 beers and a couple cheeseburgers. It just you don't see that anymore. It sucks. It really sucks. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up. My diet has just been terrible. I had a couple Modelo's last night. Wow. You ever just go out for some beers and you're like, I was like, I'm just gonna go watch the Cubs game. Ended up having a soft pretzel, delicious. And then, but the Modelo's, I was talking to a guy next to me, and he was kind of like, that older guy who just, I think he's, wanted to somebody to talk to. He's kind of talking my ear off. We had great conversation. He bought me my first 2 beers, and I think that like when that happens, it almost puts you in just like a way better mood. So yeah, the beers are going down. The diet's not great right now. There's still time to get back on track, and yeah, I think that's all I have for housekeeping.
I thought you were gonna say, and when he buys you your first 2 beers, when that happens, you have to give him a hand job underneath the table.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm above that, but he was pretty fond of his girlfriend. He really enjoyed humble brag about his girlfriend. So
sounds like
it sounds like they're in quite the steamy romantic relationship. But yeah, I guess that's housekeeping. Let's get into it. Episode 267.
Okay. Let's party.
I created the greatest dating app of all time. Bear with me. So it's a dating app that only looks at your favorite sports team. How is that helping?
It's not. It's not. I just like to get into under your skin. Dating app, favorite sports team. Tell me more. What's it called?
Well, it'd be a total sausage factory, but like, I think it would have to be one of those that like girls can go on for free, dudes have to pay, because I don't know, there's nothing more like that rises a girl's level if she like likes the same sports team as you or something, like instantly becomes hotter. So I think it would be called something like, be something along the lines of like athlete, but like bone or something. But I think that, like, honestly, so all you do is you go in, you take one picture of yourself, 5 pictures of yourself, put in your sports teams, favorite sports teams. It goes the big 4, and then it's one soccer team. And if you don't like anyone from that league, you don't put anything in. And then that's all you put. You don't put anything else, because you can tell a lot of people about a person by what sports team they like. Like, so if I see a girl and she's give me any sports team.
Notre Dame.
So she's a classy bitch, and we'll talk about the past quite a bit.
She just has a hard time moving forward.
Yeah. So, like, probably one that you're going to want to marry and then get divorced from, like, pretty quick.
It's going to be a Catholic wedding, too.
Yeah. It's going to be expensive. You're going to go into debt, finally paid off, fucking divorce papers almost immediately.
Okay, hear me out for a name idea. Ready? Rivalry erection. Rivalry erection. Rivalry action. Am I saying that right? It's supposed to be rivalry and erection all in one word, and it just rolls off the tongue. Sounded better in my head.
Honestly, how about this? Sports connection.
Yeah,
Teamwork.
but like modern day apps, you gotta like Lyft app. They just, instead of an I, they put a Y. You know, we gotta do something like that where it's just like a basic word, but we gotta like make it trendy somehow.
What's sports spelt backwards? Storps.
Stop. Strops.
Storps.
Pedro Stropes.
Yeah, Pedro. Yep. Now we're. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be great though, because, like, honestly, most girls that you meet on a dating site, you're like, wow, cool. We can talk about life. Gay. But if you have, like, oh, what's your favorite sports team? They're like Dallas Cowboys, and you're like, never mind. See you later. It just works.
I don't know. I feel like if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, anal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's Dallas Cowboys fan, you love older dudes.
Dallas Cowboys fans, you have no marketable skills whatsoever besides your bleach blonde hair and your ability to just, never mind.
Memphis Grizzlies fan, drug addict.
Memphis Grizzlies fan, we are collecting welfare checks.
Oh,
we live in a trailer.
I was gonna say
you're probably pro Second Amendment as well, because if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, you definitely own an unregistered firearm. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Detroit Lions fan, you constantly don't have toilet paper and just have to shower after taking a shit.
Just a heavy water bill. And
like,
heavy
I could do
water,
this with any
quality.
sports franchise.
I'm gonna throw one at you. Anaheim Angels.
You tried to buy
Angels,
drugs
whatever.
from an undercover cop at one point in your life.
Florida Panthers.
Ooh, that's good, because Florida Panthers are in Miami, Tallahassee.
Those are completely opposite ends of Florida. I want to say Miami.
Miami and Tallahassee are literally right next to each other.
Okay, we are pulling out the map here.
Miami and Tallahassee are like fucking testicles on a map.
Okay, I'm in Mexico. Hold on. I went the wrong way. Okay, map. I'm going to just put this up to the thing. Okay, Miami, we all know, is down here. It's down here at the bottom. Tallahassee. Oh, fuck. No, I'm in Cuba. Tallahassee is on the damn near on the Georgia border, Matt, close to like New Orleans.
I was thinking of Fort Lauderdale.
Miami and Tallahassee are testicles.
Well, they are if you have cancer or something.
Yeah, I was about to say Tallahassee is in North Florida, kind of on the, I don't know, the hook. Florida is like a weird shape. If you really look at it as a whole, Florida looks like a penis.
Yeah, I would say like Florida looks like a penis coming through a glory hole if the glory hole was like a massage table facing down.
Yeah, it's kind of like suffocated at the base of the shaft there.
Yeah, and has a bunch of random big lakes in it that are probably STDs.
For sure. Yeah, no, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, yes, neighbors. Miami and Tallahassee, complete opposite ends of Florida.
You know what? I'm man enough to admit that's my bad.
Oh man, I bet there's listeners out there who just heard what I heard and were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait."
I love how
What did
last
Matt
week
just say?
I could tell you the 4 countries that are in Europe and Asia, but I couldn't tell you that Tallahassee was nowhere near Miami.
I mean, it's in the same state. It's in the same region of the country. Yeah. It's like Grand Forks, North Dakota, and Bowman. You know, they're just like it's a different world.
Fair.
Like when you in high school when you played Eastern Conference teams or whatever you want to call it, it didn't just seem like they were just they're on a whole nother playing field because I don't know why they're just better out east, but like didn't they just seem just like it's like I don't like any of these people. I don't think I would get along with any of them.
One time in high school, we were playing Grand Forks Red River when I was a junior, and we played the game. And then our bus was leaving, and I was in the school taking a shit, and the bus left without me.
Did it come back to get you?
Yeah, but it took like a while. Like I was just walking around the school for like a good amount of time, and then like 45 minutes went, and they're like, "Yeah, we had totally left Grand Forks, had to turn off at an exit and come back."
Like so much time that you went back in and took another shit.
Yeah, like I was on round 2. They left me again. And it was
I
funny
remember in
because
high school. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was like, it was funny because the next time I was back at that school, I was up there for Special Olympic soccer, and I went and had Parrots K wings the night before and just like 75 beers, like some of the best wings you'll ever have. And then like a ton of beers. And like the next time I was at that high school, I took like 15 different porta potty shits. And like that was how my day went.
Yeah, I mean, there's a running theme. I remember in high school playing football, and a lot more equipment involved, and like Dickinson, North Dakota from Bismarck, it's not like too far away, but I mean it's far enough where it's like don't forget your shit. Pulling up to the football field, and somebody forgot like their pants with like the thigh and knee pads, and our coach was fucking pissed.
What do you do in that situation?
I'm pretty sure, I'm not even making this up, I'm pretty sure one of the shittier kids on the team was just forced to give up his pads because this particular person was like a starter. Like this was like the starting left tackle. Like we needed them. So that's just what happened. But
well, I see, Reed, you're a
Matt's
pretty
got a new
valuable
sports
member of
dating
this
app,
team.
people, so think about it. Yeah, pretty much. But we better keep it moving on. Episode 267, No Brain, No Headache. I was indulging in some marijuana products last night, and I just passed a drug test, by the way. I think. I don't know. I haven't heard otherwise. But So I was indulging in just high thoughts. I have perfect vision. I don't know if it's actually perfect, but like I don't require glasses or contacts. Matt, you have contacts, correct?
Yeah.
That just blows my mind. That there's first of all, contacts in itself is just like just this little like fucking piece of plastic that just fixes your vision. But then take it a step further. I don't like. I feel like it would just be weird. Like I would just it'd be like I'm blackout drunk if I didn't have my glasses or contacts and I was just seeing like I don't know, like blurry shit. Like having good vision for 31 years and not ever needing any sort of glasses or anything of that nature. It just kind of rocked my world when I was like, wait, people out there just like can't see good. Like what? They're on the road. They're driving. What's going on here?
Well, a couple of things. Yes. For a while there, I didn't want to get glasses when I was growing up, but I like couldn't do contacts because I was too young or something. And so there was like fourth and fifth grade of grade school. I just couldn't see anything on the chalkboard. Like they
Some
like
would people call that would be a learning deficiency.
yeah, I would just like, I'll figure it out later. Like literally, I remember our fifth grade teacher would put like math problems up on the board and it would be like, all right, you got to solve them. And I would just never have them solved. And he's like, I know math is tough. And I was like, no, I literally can't read. So I'll just not do it. That's better than looking like a fucking nerd wearing glasses. Am I right?
Yeah, he would put math equations up on the board and then his hands on your private parts.
Yeah, that was if you got them wrong. So I just would purposely get it wrong. Yeah, hindsight, the fifth grade teacher being a basketball coach and then inviting a bunch of 12-year-olds over to his house for a season ending party should have been a red flag.
Yeah, no, we should have seen that one coming. I'm pretty sure I just took a leak behind his shed, which was frowned upon. I was like, I am not going into that house.
Yeah,
I will
that's
shit
the
my
one
pants.
time you
I will
saw
shit my
him.
pants before I go in there. Like, I'm not going into this home. I'm here for the hot dogs. I'm gonna grab some popcorn shrimp. I'm gonna get the hell out.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
I just it like I just never think of it, and I guess I should be really blessed for my health and like not take it for granted. But I was just like, it's just so wild to me that people don't have like if you were to take your contacts out right now, like how blurry would things be?
I don't have like awful vision, but I'm so used to having contacts in that
Yeah.
like I would be able to see that it's you on the screen, but it would just be
Mm-hmm.
blurry as shit. Like I couldn't
Yeah, I mean,
see
I
that
get,
it's
and that's all it was. It just like blew my mind that like I guess I'm just so used to just seeing fine. I can wake up, I can go drive, I can read texts or books or whatever, and it's no issue. It just kind of like blew my mind a little bit that there poor vision out there. But that's all I really want to say about that. We should probably just keep her moving.
what would happen if you were like a caveman and just had horrible vision? Would you just die? Like
Yeah, you're on like a buffalo hunt and like everyone's throwing their spears at the buffalo over there and you're just launching yours that way.
are you like doing the buffalo
You're,
jump
you're
where they
trying to
run them off
impregnate
a
your
hill
wife,
and
and
you
that's
just
how
keep
anal was
running?
invented.
Honestly, it's probably true.
like like anal sex was invented by the caveman who could not see very well. It was the fire was kind of dying down a little bit. You know, he had some fermented grapes earlier that day, and he was feeling a little horn dog diddly, and whoops, sorry, wrong hole.
If you want to have your mind blown, watch the show See. with Jason Momoa. It's based in the future where everyone is blind on Earth, and so like they're going to battle, but they're all just feeling around for each other. It's pretty fucking stupid.
Like that news story of that blind kid who wanted to play football and he's playing D tackle and he just is like, like that would be so scary. Like you don't know what's coming your direction. I was driving the other day down a road here and I saw not one. That was in Tucson. I saw not one, but two blind people within like a half mile of each other. They had the stick out and shit. It was uncomfortable.
Moving on. I want to start a business where I just put wishing wells in all over, because when's the last time you've seen a wishing well?
Not even a wishing well, just I guess the fountain. Does it count if it's just one of those fountains like you throw coins in and shit?
Yeah, that's a wishing well. You just described what a
Is
wishing
that what
well
it is?
is. Yeah.
Isn't that a wishing fountain? Or is that, I think of wishing well, like the fucking Goonies or some shit, where like you're 20 feet down a hole, it puts the lotion on the skin, and you got to throw a coin down there. And turns out it's just a big tax liability thing. Somebody's just down there collecting your coins.
Well, I saw this video of they were using a vacuum to suck out the Trevi fountain in Rome, and they make like $1.7 million off that thing.
I have been to that one, and I have thrown a coin in. I believe you're supposed to throw it. You're supposed to be back face towards that, back turn towards it, I guess, and throw it. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about, but I was there. I threw currency into the Trevi fountain. Look at.
What if you just threw like a paper
works.
bill?
The wind takes it.
Just hits a guy in the face, and he's just like, "Oh, sweet."
You throw your poop dollar in there.
It just contaminates the whole thing.
That's no Baby Ruth. That is the real deal.
What if you just ate a bunch of change and then shit into the fountain?
This is episode 267 is very sphincter centric, you could say.
But honestly, I want to just create a wishing well. I mean, like 50% would go back to charity, but 50% would go directly into my pocket.
Yeah, and you have to like make your numbers a public figure. People are like, wait, Matt's pocketing $60,000 a year and then also avoiding taxation because he's giving $60,000 to charity every year. He's just like at the casino playing the slots.
Yeah, I think I would even do that. Like that would be my gambling money. So I would give half of it away, and then the other half that I made, I would just go and gamble more with.
It's not a bad idea at all. No, I think you're onto something there.
And like every fountain that I see now, I see like at the movie theater, there's like this cool fountain, and I remember throwing change into it as a kid, and it has this big ass sign now that says absolutely don't throw change in it. So I like take all the change out of my pocket and just whip it in there anyways, because I'm grandfathered into throwing change in it. So
yeah, you just have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball of change going right into the fucking fountain.
And it's like a Jesus statue that's constantly broken and no water's running.
Matt, do you have just a business sense coming about you this episode? Because so far you've pitched an app. Now you want to start a wishing well, and like judging by like your next talking point that we'll get to in a little bit, I feel like this is Shark Tank.
Dude, I left off Albuquerque Jerky, the jerky company that I was going to come out with, because it rhymes. No other reason, but
No rhymes, or rhymes, no reason.
exactly. That would be the tagline of it. Like I literally bought a bottled water at a gas station because it had a pun. It was called Deja Blue. And I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy their water. Honestly, I
Plus,
think
it's the
Albuquerque
cheapest water, and
jerky.
I don't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in buying expensive water. Just give me the cheapest one.
I do buy the smart water one that's like a nipple because it's fun to drink.
Well, that's different. I mean, that's not even for water quality. That's just the delivery system.
And I keep the bottle too and then make like propels in them.
Yeah, no, that's just resourceful and innovative, and that's the type of person you are.
What do you got?
Well, it's something that's probably going to upset you. I saw this the other day, and I really don't know if this is true, but like judging just by who is involved, I think it could be true. But I saw that the vehicle company, Jeep, they have these hidden Easter eggs on their vehicles where somewhere on the vehicle is like kind of like an imprint or an outline or just like kind of like a 3D molding of some sort of animal or insect. And the one I saw was like a little lizard. Someone's like, "Oh, I had my Jeep for 5 years, and it's right under the windshield wiper." And I'm like, "How did you not see that?" And it was just a little lizard, like imprinted in like I don't know, the hard plastic part under your wiper. And I was like, God, this just pisses me off.
Couple questions. Is it on every Jeep?
See, and I just saw this one post, and like, definitely believe everything you see on social media. They said it there is one on every Jeep, and like that's like what is supposed to keep the Jeep community together. And then I was talking to a Jeep owner recently, and they told me they had a Jeep, and I was like, how many fucking rubber ducks do you have? Like this, and the answer to that question was really like dependent on our friendship going forward. And they said two. And what happens is, and maybe we've talked about this before, I knew this, but like other Jeep owners put a rubber duck on your Jeep. Like, it's like, first of all, stay away from my vehicle. But that's what you're supposed to do. Because back in Bismarck, I've seen Jeeps driving around and like their whole front dash is just full of rubber ducks, and it just pisses me off. But this person was like, that happened to me once, and it was on my birthday, like by chance. Like there's no way the stranger knew that it was that person's birthday. And then like the other one, like I don't know, their niece or something got them a rubber duck. So I say, okay, we'll play along for the children. And the fact that you got the duck on your birthday by chance, I think that's cool. So this person only had 2 rubber ducks. Like they weren't going out of the way to like buy them or like put them on other Jeeps. But like Jeeps are just, there's never thought a vehicle company that I've never owned in my life could just upset me. And here we are.
A couple thoughts on that. First, you said that they do it because it keeps the Jeep community together. I think them all jerking each other off does that. Second thought, if it's like a hidden message, I would just go key a huge dick onto the side of a Jeep and be like, "Oh, that must be your factory message that they have. You're a donkey." And it's just
Yeah, it's a
clear as
hidden
day a
Easter
dick.
egg, but it's just a gigantic veiny penis.
Like in 21 Jump Street when they're like, "Yeah, that's a airplane." It's like, "You think I don't know what an ejaculating cock looks like?"
I think what keeps the Jeep community together is them hanging out in the waiting room of auto mechanic shops for just like they bond in at the body shop and at the mechanic because they're just not great. But I don't know.
You know
Well,
what
I'm
keeps
not
the Jeep
about to get into auto repair.
You know what keeps the Jeep community together is meeting each other outside of a GNC shop.
Yeah. They're going in for premature ejaculation pills, and they're
Yep.
going to buy a group rate.
You know what really keeps the Jeep community together? Having the same cocaine dealer.
It's like I can afford a lime green Jeep as well as cocaine and nothing else. I don't have any friends or real hobbies, so this is kind of what I do.
You know what really keeps the Jeep community together? Buying rugs from that shop that shows up in the mall parking lot.
Yeah, it's just a giant circus tent, and all they sell is rugs.
It says rugs, not drugs. Jeeps are always there.
And I think, yeah, they're kind of trying to like do it in plain sight of society. Of like, I don't have a drug. I just went to the rugs, not drugs store and bought something. I don't have a drug problem.
I love how they say rugs, not drugs at those things. Okay, fine. But you're giving that person, a traveling rug salesman, money. They're definitely using that money to buy drugs.
Yeah, you have to somehow keep up with the demand of setting up that circus tent, going from place to place, and selling rugs to people. I can't imagine it's very fulfilling. Unless by fulfilling you mean filling your nose full of cocaine.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like I sold a $60 rug today. That means I'm
Just an
having
option.
$48 worth of cocaine after I pay for the rug.
Matt, what's your next point? I'm really curious about this one.
I was just reading an article about reverse vending machines, and my guess of what they were was completely off of what they actually are. So I want to know your guess on what a reverse vending machine is.
A reverse vending machine, my guess would probably be, and maybe it's similar to your upcoming comedy show where you can give some canned goods for a discount on your ticket. A
Fucking
reverse
abort
vending
me.
machine is where you're feeling generous, and you know it's like one of those it's one of those like libraries that people have like in their front lawns. It's just like a little bookshelf, and if you want to grab a book or put one in there, you can. But in this case, it's just like Gardettos and like Sour Patch Kids and shit.
That's exactly what it is, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I just was reversing the process of a vending machine. Usually, you put in money, click E7 or whatever, and then it gets caught. So then you have to buy two, and then you have two Hershey's almonds bars that are melted, and it's just a mess. And then you get that you reverse that process. You put, and does it go into a vending machine? Like, is there a slot that you put, and then like some sort of mechanism like puts it up on in the thing?
I was kidding. You couldn't have been more wrong.
Oh, well, what the fuck is a reverse vending machine?
So a reverse vending machine is when you bring empty bottles or cans to it, you put it in it, and it recycles it on the spot and gives you money.
Is that like big in like Japan, perhaps?
It started in Japan, but now it's going into colleges in the UK. So probably in another 20 years, it'll come to the US. But I love the idea
Yeah,
because I don't
I'm
know,
all
like,
for recycling.
yeah, I'm a big recycling guy, but I like to see the fruits of my labor. Like when I was working at a golf course, there was this really old Asian dude that came by and literally climbed in the dumpster on a step stool and picked out cans. And after 8 years, his name was Archie. He got a new car off of recycling cans. And North Dakota is not great for recycling cans because I remember one time I saved up like an entire truck bed full of cans. It was like $8.21. Like, not great. Like, Archie has been doing it. He would drive around just loading up cans. And yeah, I want a reverse vending machine where I have like a card. It's like, cool, here's my plastic bottle, scan it. All right, gives me 5 cents for it. It just goes on the card, like a BioLife card.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made that almost doing it in a smaller quantity would be better. Because, man, I did the same thing in college. Had a party house, and in the corner we just had like a big garbage can. I remember your college house too. You had yours in the laundry chute, which was really, really something before its time. But we just had the big garbage can, and it was like, but and we were like, as roommates, we lived there for like 2 years, and we're like, and we had a garage that we didn't use for like vehicles. It was just storage. And so we're like, hey, we're gonna save up all these cans, and then like kind of closer to the end of the 2 years, we're gonna take all these cans in and we're gonna buy a keg with it. So after a while, like we had just a shitload of like large garbage bags full of cans. We take them in, and like he's dumping them into the conveyor belt, and like I just remember he had to stop this thing like every 35 seconds and just grab like a hurricane glass 40 bottle. And like, yeah, we can't have that. There's just clearly like chew spit oozing out of one of them.
Yeah.
And we get the money, and it's like, all right, let's go buy a keg. We only owe $96 more for the keg. If we all pitch in, we can afford it. Like, it wasn't very much.
Well, couple stories that you just remind me of. First, my laundry chute, awesome idea that I like duct tape some cardboard to the wall so it would funnel into the garbage can was a great idea. Until someone's like, when's the last time someone checked the garbage can? And it was like in this closet. And I opened the closet to about, give or take, 7,000 beer cans just funneling out of it. The worst smell possible because this thing was like pretty airtight in there. And we had to literally get shovels, like snow shovels, and shovel cans away and take them away. That like, and then we didn't even recycle them. I'm pretty sure we just threw them away.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't worth it. Let's just toss them.
And then the other thing is one time I had a bunch of change and I put it in a Hunger Games popcorn bucket that I got from the movie theater. And I thought I had cleaned it out pretty well, but I took it to the bank and they like dumped it in and there was a ton of popcorn residue in it and it broke their change thing. And they got so mad.
You're trying to tell me those popcorn kernels aren't worth anything?
They're like, so here's this Canadian toonie that we can't take, and also you owe us $4,000 for a new change counter. So let me know what you got coming back.
That's what I kept doing in Tucson 2 weeks ago when I was there. I just had a wad of cash. I don't know, like I have the Ridge wallet, and so like you kind of need to like fold your bills kind of specifically to like fit in there, and I always struggle with it, especially when somebody's in line behind me and I'm like trying to do it really quick. So for some reason I just decided like fuck that. I'll keep my wallet with my cards in like one pocket. And then I just had a wad of cash. And like I would go to the bar for like 2 beers. Like, yeah, can I get my tab? And it's like, I don't know, $9 or whatever. And I would just pull out a wad of cash and just hand it to the bartender. I'm like, let me know what I have coming back. And there was 20s, 5s, 10s, everything there. And it got a laugh like the first 2 times I did it. But when you do the same joke like 17 times in a weekend, it kind of wears on people.
One time I went and took $100 out of the ATM, turned around, walked from the ATM to the bar rail, which was like 20 feet. And I had lost the $100. And I just looked behind me and there's a sea of people. And I'm like, well, that's gone forever. So that's cool.
Oh, sweet, $20.
Yeah, I guarantee someone was like, wow, someone lost $100 in 20s just sitting at the bar. And I'm like, fuck.
I'm a big proponent of finders keepers, losers weepers. So yeah, you really need to hold on to your money tightly and make sure it's all accounted for when you're pulling money out of the ATM. Like if you lose that, I really don't feel too bad for you. And I mean, if you want to sit there and try to negotiate with the people who are just picking up your hard-earned money that you clearly just pulled out of your account from the ATM, it's not worth. It's worth a try. I just don't think it's going to happen. You know, I would say this $20 is mine. I saw it on the floor. This is America, and it's in my possession now. So have fun proving to the authorities otherwise.
Yeah, the last time that happened to me that I found money at a place, I just left the place immediately. Plausible deniability. Like I was like, I'm gone already. So I can't be like, hey, does anyone find this $40? I was gone. Also, I got the new Fireball Blazing Apple that I wanted to try. So try that one out.
Yeah, give it a rip. What the heck? Why not?
You ever had rich and rare apple?
If I have, I don't remember. It wasn't worth remembering.
So it's like if you take crown apple, strain it through a sock, and then put some cinnamon in it. You got blazing apple fireball. That's fucking horrible.
Nice. Well, speaking of just getting absolutely lit up off of grain alcohol, how about we talk about the Mark Sanchez story?
I'll let you give the recap of it, and then I have a conspiracy theory about it that I'll run by you.
Well, I don't know. What is it, like Friday, maybe Saturday, perhaps? The story broke, and he's in Indianapolis, getting ready to call the Raiders Colts game. Is he with Fox? I believe he's with Fox.
Yeah.
And like right away, it's kind of like, I don't want to compare the two, but the way the story broke was kind of similar to like Charlie Kirk, in the sense of like the first headline and the actual headline were like just off, because the first headline for Charlie Kirk was like, oh, he's been shot, he's in critical condition. The dude was dead, unfortunately. He passed away immediately. This time with Mark Sanchez, like all the headlines are coming out like, oh, he's been stabbed, he's in critical condition. Like, and right away I was like, oh damn, like what the hell happened? Like, that sucks, kind of almost feel bad for the guy. And then there's still just so many details surrounding it, but my gist of it was, I don't know, Mark Sanchez just got zooted on one night in Indianapolis. Like, he's having a good time. He's sucking them down. And, he's ex-football player. He played for USC, played for the Jets. He played for the Jets the last time they were even somewhat relevant. So I don't know if this guy's got like ego issues, or maybe he's just a role, what the details are surrounding him. But it comes out that he was walking along very intoxicated. I can only imagine how drunk this guy was, and maybe other substances too. Let's not rule them out. And there was a guy trying to like park a delivery truck in like a hotel loading dock area. I don't see, there's just so many details that are like messy, but Mark Sanchez takes it upon himself to say, hey, you can't park here, pal. And the guy's like, fuck you. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And like, I don't know, they get into like some sort of verbal altercation, I imagine. And it's two grown men just like trying to, I don't know, out ego each other is like the best way I could look at it. And I don't know, Mark Sanchez like gets in the vehicle, tries to drive it away himself. The other guy's just like defending himself in his truck. And like Mark Sanchez just starts to get super physical with this guy. He picked the wrong guy because he had a knife on him and just started stabbing Mark Sanchez in the torso. Is like the only fact I can really confirm of this story. And yeah, it comes out that like Mark Sanchez is getting charged with like, I don't know, like
Felony battery,
felony battery, public intoxication, whatever else kind of big, prosecutor words you want to use. And like, I'm sure he'll get out of it to a certain degree, but like the initial thing I saw was like, you're looking at like 1 to 6 years in prison. And yeah, it turns out like after video evidence was looked at, and they take witnesses, and just the investigation kind of starts forming a little bit. It turns out Mark Sanchez was just in the wrong, and like just decided to attack this poor delivery driver dude. And like the delivery driver dude, I saw pictures, like he looked pretty fucked up. Like he had a big cut on his face. Like it looks like he just got the shit beat out of him. But I mean, he got a few licks in on Mark as well because I mean, he was stabbed and apparently in critical condition. I don't know if that's open for interpretation. It's just very vague on what that means exactly. But yeah, just wild. Like, I don't know. What's your take on it, Matt?
Honestly, it's Mark Sanchez is a piece of shit, and this guy got the way worse end of things. Mark Sanchez got stabbed a couple of times, but this guy has like multiple broken bones, a fucking ruptured spleen. Mark Sanchez is a glorified piece of shit. And honestly, here's my conspiracy theory is that, oh, there's two of them. So the first one is that there's a documentary coming out about Mark Sanchez's backup quarterback at USC being the biggest drug runner in the cartel's history while playing for USC.
Okay.
So I think that Mark Sanchez was like, that's not going to be the guy that gets all the attention. I'm going to go stab some 75-year-old delivery driver and make it about me.
Okay, that's quite valid conspiracy theory, Matt.
Okay, that was the one that I thought sucked. This one I think is good.
Well, fuck me.
Before this, everyone knows Mark Sanchez for the butt fumble. It's the butt fumble guy. No one cares that he went to 2 AFC championship games. It's the butt fumble guy. I think Mark Sanchez is like, I need to change the narrative on this, that they're never going to say butt fumble again. They're going to be like, that's the guy that stabbed some old delivery driver. And now I have a new narrative about my name.
Yeah, no, I saw all sorts of memes about him butt fumbling in prison. You know, his prison wallet will probably get, butt fucked, as they call it in prison. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I like both those theories though.
I'm a big, like, anytime any news story comes out, I immediately can come up with the worst conspiracy theory possible. None of them are ever even remotely close to true.
Yeah. Well, it just confuses me because, like, regardless of what Mark Sanchez's history was, I'm sure being quarterback at USC, especially in his heyday, I mean, they're a pretty good team when he was there, unless I'm mistaken. But pretty top team in the country, Southern California. I mean, I'm sure he just it just sounds like a really good time. Sounds like it could be a lot of fun, a lot of status, power, what have you. And then he goes on to the pros, and then he kind of bounced around after the Jets thing, and then just never really have like a really long, successful career. I mean, he had certain success here and there, but kind of short-lived. But I mean, fast forward now, I mean, he's got a beautiful wife. They have a kid together, is my understanding. And then on top of that, he's got this job as an analyst for Fox. Just, on Sundays, he gets to go watch games and just analyze them. I mean, as an ex-football player, football fan, as a dude, I feel like that's just like the kind of the dream right there. And I don't know. It's just weird that like this would happen. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of details as to like, every time there's a crime committed, there's always like, what's the motive? And I guess for me, that's what I'm curious is like, okay, if you're in Indianapolis getting ready for the game that weekend, you're probably doing a lot of player interviews, you're prepping with your team, like getting acquainted to the stadium and just calling the game. You want to do a good job. Hey, you know what? You know me. I'm all for, hey, you want to go out and suck down a couple cocktails, a couple beverages, maybe get after a little bit, maybe be out a little later than you probably should be, run on some fumes, some low sleep. Hey, why not? Go have fun. Who cares? Like, even if you have a wife and kids, if that's what you want to do, I feel like you deserve it at that point. And plus, you're probably in a city away from your family, staying at a nice hotel. Like, fuck it, go have fun. Who cares? But then why? Like, what? Why are we attacking like? Why did he insert himself into this situation? Like clearly he was walking home. I don't know, from the bar, or the strip club, or wherever the hell he was. Once again, it doesn't matter, but it matters now that a crime was committed, but like it doesn't matter, just at the basis of it. And it's just like, why don't you just go back to your hotel room, throw in his in, crank your hog, call it a night? Instead we got to do a fucking stabbing altercation, and now headlines, fired by Fox. I'm assuming, I haven't heard that yet officially, but I mean, you just can't do that no matter what company you work for.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny if Fox is just like, "No, we stand by Mark," and it's just like, okay, now.
Yeah, it's just and like the way it came out was like, oh, he got stabbed. It's like, oh shit, like that's unfortunate. Like, what the heck happened? And then all the details come out where it's like,
just
the dude kind of asked for it, and it's just like, oh shit. Like, it's very interesting, and I'm definitely going to keep my eye on learning more about that. But I was like, once I saw that news story, I was like, thank you, Mark Sanchez, for giving me a talking point on the podcast this week. You were making my job so much easier.
honestly, like, as a Notre Dame guy, I always thought Mark Sanchez was basically just Matt Leinert's shadow, but worse. And then he got on a really good Jets team and took them to 2 AFC championships. That I'm pretty sure if I was quarterback, I could have taken them to 2 AFC championship games. Like, those teams were stacked. And then he has the butt fumble, and I'm like, wow, that couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And I just want, like, and this happened, and I was like, part of me was like, yeah, that sucks for Mark Sanchez. I hope he's okay. But like, and then this came out, and I was like, honestly, that tracks.
Yeah, I even kind of liked him as an analyst. Like, I don't know, I thought he did a fine job. He wasn't like super boring to listen to. The guy clearly knew what he was talking about. Like, he's been there, done that, and
I can't separate the art from the artist. I fucking hate USC.
And that's totally fine. I mean, I'm sure I'd be like right there with you if it was like, I don't know, AJ McCarron or like Tua or something. Like, oh, cool, Alabama quarterback, go fuck yourself. But yeah, no, it's really interesting. So we'll probably have some more updates on that in upcoming episodes. But I think that's probably a good place to end. Just still kind of blowing my mind. I mean, between people's poor vision and Mark Sanchez, just like, it's like he's the bully in a high school, and he just looked at you. He was like, you. And he pointed at the delivery guy. He's like, I'm going to fucking whoop your ass. And he's like, why? He's like, because I want to.
He probably walked outside, and he was like, all right, whose ass am I going to kick? Walks out of the bar, and he's like, oh, there's no one here. And then some guy's just like, gotta make my last delivery, pulls in.
Yeah.
And he's just like, that guy.
It's like the Kevin James character in King of Queens. He's just a laid back guy, just trying to get through his deliveries, make some bacon to take home to the wife and kids. And then Mark Sanchez just got out of the passenger seat of a Jeep Wrangler from buying like some really low grade cocaine, and just was like, all right, whose ass?
I just think about the scene in Let's Go to Prison. I don't think you've seen it because I tried to get us to watch it on movie night. But these, like, they come into like a prison bathroom and like stab a guy in the shower, and a guard comes in, and it's David Cockner, who's the guard. And he's like, Lashitsky. And he looks over to Dax Shepard's character just sitting to the side. He's like, 3 weeks in the hole. He's like, I've literally just been sitting here the whole time. I feel like that is the delivery guy.
Yeah, it's like, it's funny because last week when we were enjoying the Cubs, thrills of the victory, we were like, the economy of Chicago is taking a hit today because it was a day game, went on a Thursday to clinch. You know that just north side Chicago, Wrigleyville, like even if you were at work, it was probably like 9/11 for us in second grade rather, where it's like we weren't getting anything done. Everyone's eyes were glued to the TV, but that was just Chicago. And like even if you were at work, you were just watching that. And I'm like, yeah, the economy of Chicago is taking a hit unless you're a bar outside of Wrigley or a cocaine dealer.
Yeah.
Like, I bet their phones are just lighting up.
Yeah, but that's a fun episode. We have 268 coming up next. If you want to follow the podcast, you can do so on any social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You can subscribe and watch the entire episode of Jordan and I 1,700 miles away, but still yelling at each other like we're fucking idiots. But and then if you want to leave us a review on Spotify, Apple, go ahead and do that. Our Spotify reviews keep going up, so thank you guys. But yeah, iHeart, wherever you listen to podcasts, hit us up.
Yeah, follow the podcast. Thank you for listening. Love you, Matt.
Okay.
That's not it. Whatever.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.